Is your child or client trained for peeing in the toilet, but not poop trained? Today, we are going to talk about what to assess, the steps to get your child poop trained, not just pee trained. Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Barbera, autism mom, behavior analyst, registered nurse, and online course creator. I do these weekly video blogs and podcasts. I am just about at 200,000 on YouTube subscribers. So if you want to join me here, subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can do that now. Whether they're young and they're just barely pee trained or even older, a lot of kids with autism have this exact issue. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm also going to talk a little bit about this brand new guide that I created. It's called Potty Training for Children with Autism or Toddlers Showing Signs, 5 Easy Steps to Get Started. So if you're more at the beginning of your journey, you definitely are going to want to download this guide. It's quick, it's 7 pages long, and it's very actionable. Let's talk about the 4 steps to getting your child or clients poop trained. So step number 1, you need to assess what's going on. Whenever you have a problem in your life, a plumbing problem, you feel a lump somewhere on your body, you have to get things assessed. So we need to assess not just the poop and pee problems. We need to assess the whole child. The best way to do that is to do the Barbera Early Childhood Assessment or the BECA, B-E-C-A, which I created. I created the first version of the BECA many years ago, 2 decades ago, when I wrote my first book, The Verbal Behavior Approach, which has a chapter on potty training, but we have also moved that from a 5-page assessment to a 1-page assessment in my newest book, Turn Autism Around, which also has a good potty training chapter. You want to do the BECA, it's free. More than 65,000 parents and professionals have taken it over the past 3 years. It's available at marybarbera.com/assessment. So you want to do the BECA to get a whole picture, including potty, including being able to pull up and down pants, being able to wash your hands independently. Now we want to dive into, are they fully pee trained? When do they poop? How does that look? Do they come to you and ask for a diaper? Do you have a diaper on at the times when you think they'll poop? Do they poop at night because you put a diaper on? So we need to figure out when they poop. And then we need to assess also, are they constipated? Dr. Steve Hodges is an international expert. He's an MD. He's a pediatric urologist who specializes in not kids with autism, but kids with pee and poop problems. And he said 9 times out of 10, the parents that bring kids to his clinic say the child is not constipated, and over the parents that say they're not constipated, which is almost all of them, 9 out of 10 kids are actually constipated. So we need to think about what a normal bowel movement should look like for a child or even an adult. And we should be going every day, twice a day max, every other day minimum. Our poop should look like the consistency of mashed sweet potatoes, not big, long adults formed poop from a 3-year-old. That means they are constipated. Even if it doesn't come out as hard balls, they're still constipated. So Dr. Steve Hodges, his podcast interview will be linked right under this video. You're going to want to watch that. Steve Hodges also has books that I would recommend and a Facebook community that if truly pooping and peeing are your only concern and you have a fully conversational child with no tantrums and no problem behaviors, then go directly to Steve Hodges' work, join his Facebook community. However, if you assess your child using the BECA, or you know already off the top of your head that you're also struggling with talking, with tantrums, with picky eating, sleeping, going to the doctor's, dentist, haircuts without a fuss, you're struggling with not conversational language and meltdowns, then I would recommend that you dive more into my work and we can help you with potty training. So step number 1 is assess. And with that assessment, you'll make a plan. Step number 2 is we are going to want to do scheduled sits at the times when your child is more likely to have a bowel movement. There are 2 reflexes I know of as a registered nurse for 4 decades. I sound so old. So there's the orthocolic reflex, meaning when you stand up first thing in the morning or in the morning, you are more likely to feel the urge to have a bowel movement, or the gastrocolic reflex after a large meal. You can tend to have bowel movements as well. We need to reinforce sitting for many children. They're not used to it, or one of the reasons that they're not fully bowel trained is because they don't sit and don't sit long enough. Little boys, this is why I stress in all of my books and my work that boys should sit on the toilet until they are fully pee and poop trained. So no standing and, aiming at Cheerios. We need to have our boys with autism or severe developmental delays and disorders sit to pee. Even at daycare and preschool, I would prefer boys learn to sit. Now, if your boy is standing to pee and you don't want to mess with that at this point, you can have them stand to pee, but they definitely need to sit as well because they need to relax, and obviously they need to sit to have a bowel movement. So we can have them stand to pee and then sit for reinforcement. Maybe they need to watch a portable DVD player, have an iPad, look at books, look at a favorite, toy while they're sitting. Maybe you need to use a visual timer. All kinds of materials you might need are in this free potty guide. Step number 3 is we are going to want to fix and work on constipation while they're still using a diaper and as we fade it out. This involves extra fluids, fruits, high fiber, either high fiber foods and or supplements of high fiber. You might even need things like Metamucil or constipation medication over the counter. Steve Hodges recommends this protocol of enemas, suppositories. We need to have our kids having bowel movements every day or every other day. So if that's not happening naturally, that is going to be part of fixing constipation. And step number 4 is we want to, not have the child have a meltdown, especially if we have to fix constipation along the way. So if they are to the point where they're bringing you a diaper or asking for a diaper to have a bowel movement, you can systematically fade that out by saying, yes, you can have a diaper, but let's stay in the bathroom, or you need to stay in the bathroom to have your bowel movement. So stay in the bathroom. Maybe they can even sit with their diaper or their pull-up on the toilet. Make sure you have a step stool so that their feet or squatty potty if they're older, so that they are in a position that is more natural for having a bowel movement. We want to involve them in the cleanup, stay in the bathroom if at all possible, and then we want to fade out the diapers very systematically. So things you can do right now to make moves towards having your child become poop trained is listen or watch the Steve Hodges interview, get his books, download the free potty guide, marybarbera.com/potty, do a Becca assessment. That's at my assessment link below. Attend a free workshop that I have provided. I have 3 different ones, depend on whether you're a parent or a professional. And join our online course and community if your child or clients are struggling with potty plus talking and tantrums. I know we can help you with looking at the whole picture and getting your child to the next level and getting them potty trained once and for all. Hope you loved it. If you did, I'd love a thumbs up. Share it with somebody else who might benefit. Leave me a comment, and I'll see you right here next time.